Hello and welcome to Coach Hoots' Hot Corner for the week of January 12th, brought to you by bchornetsports.com. I am Coach Jared Hoots. On this week's episode, we're going to talk about this week in Hornet Sports, what is on tap for the week to come, and on the high horse, we're going to talk about student section participation. The Lady Hornets girls basketball team got 2 conference wins this week to up their record to 13-6 overall. The girls won by the same score in both games, 62-51. The Hornets defeated Greenfield Northwestern on the road on Monday. The Hornets were led by Belle Cook with 21 points and 12 of them coming from the free throw line. Gabby McGaff added 12 and Katie Flynn pitched in 11 points. The Hornets came back to the nest on Wednesday and beat Calhoun. Gabby McGaff scored 12 points to lead the Hornets. That runs the ladies' home record to impressive 7-1 at the nest this year. Also, the Lady Hornets JV record sits at 12-2 on the year. Taking a look at the girls' conference standings right now, the Lady Rockets from Route hold a 4-0 record right now and sit atop of the conference, with Brown County sitting at 3-2, West Central at 3-1, and Triopia at 3-2 right now in conference play. Overall, Brown County's got a 13-6 record. West Central is 5-9. Route is 18-2. Greenfield Northwestern is 10-7. Calhoun is 1-8. North Green is 12-10. Triopia sits at 9-9, and Carrollton is at 13-4 right now. The Lady Hornets will be participating in the Central Southeastern Classic this week. Their games on Saturday were canceled due to weather, and right now this is the updated schedule that we'd received so far. It looks like right now the Brown County girls' first game will be at 6 o'clock versus Unity on Wednesday, January 15th in the new gym. And then on Thursday, they turn around in the old gym and play Illini West at 6 o'clock. On Friday, January 17th at 7:30, Brown County will play the Quincy High Blue Devils at 7:30 in the new gym. And then on Saturday, looks like Brown County will play South Fulton at 10:30 in the new gym. Then following that night at third place, it will be at 6:30, and the championship will be 8 o'clock. They do pool play, and looks like the top 2 teams in each pool will play it out for the third place in the championship game. Yeah, the boys round here. The boys basketball team won a conference game on the road at Greenfield on Tuesday, 67-55. The boys found themselves down 40-34 going into the fourth quarter. The Hornets scored 33 points in the fourth quarter for the win. Tate Fullerton scored 22 points in the game, and Nathan Hendeker added 16. The Hornets came back on Thursday and lost a 1-point game, 55-56 to Rushville at home. Once again, the Hornets found themselves down 42-28 going into the fourth quarter, but stormed back at home. Gavin Miller came up with some big plays, causing havoc on the defensive end, knocking down a couple big threes, and making some nice assists on some scoring opportunities. The Hornets were fouled with 0.2 seconds left to go, but missed both free throws, and Rushville came away with a win. Nathan Hendeker led the Hornets with 13 points in the game. The Hornets played in the first round of the Winchester tournament versus West Central's JV and won 70-37. The Hornets jumped on the young squad and didn't look back. Tate Fullerton led the Hornets with 16 points. As of right now, the Hornets will play the number 1 seed, West Central, on Monday, but that might change due to the number of teams that had to cancel their games during the Winchester tournament so far on Saturday. It will be updated online if you want to check it out. The varsity team will spend its week at Winchester all week, and the JV team will travel to Bushnell for a shootout. In other area news, Route Baseball has a new skipper, and Ryan Turner. Ryan is a JHS graduate and played baseball at Lincoln Land and SIU. He has been the assistant junior high coach for baseball and basketball the last couple years at Our Saviors. Ryan is also a cousin of mine, and I want to wish him the best of luck and all the success in baseball, except for when he plays Brown County. I guess when we play Route this year, it'll turn into a family bragging rights game. On this week's Hoots' High Horse, we're going to talk about student sections. I've been noticing a declining number of high school students coming to high school sporting events. Many people blame phones and all the other distractions kids have these days. I may be aging myself here, but I remember kids going to the game because it was the only thing to do and they wanted to talk to somebody, so you went to the game. I know with technology, a lot of things have changed. I know as a player and as a coach, I love to play in a loud gym. That's one of the great things about our gym, the Nest. The sound quality is unmatched. It gives you that extra juice, makes you more competitive. I always enjoyed the environment, whether it was home and everybody was rooting for you, or if you were away and everybody was rooting against you. I believe your student section plays a big part in it. I've been very pleased this year with the number of kids we've had came out and been a part of our good student section here at Brown County. I think when you involve the student body in an activity, it makes for one unified school. You have less problems in the building and everybody seems to get along. So I've came up with some ideas to make your student sections better or just start one. So first off, give your student section a name, like the Cameron Crazies at Duke, the Orange Crush at U of I. Have t-shirts made for the group so they can identify themselves. One easy way to do this is have a local business donate the money for the kids' shirts. Put the student section name on the front and the business logo on it somewhere. The kids get a free shirt and local business gets a bunch of free advertisement. Another thing is to make it open to everyone, boys, girls. If you know sports, if you don't know sports, don't limit the people that can do it. Have a leader of the group or two. Someone has to organize the group or everybody will just be sitting there looking at each other. You're also making people responsible for the group. This creates leadership and school pride. Offer some rewards for being a part of the group. For teachers, maybe it's 10 extra credit points for the class if you show up and be a part of the student section. Or maybe having a pizza party at lunch the next day for the kids that show up on game nights. I know at our school, there's 8 home games, boys and girls. That wouldn't be too many pizzas to pie. You also would have to have an adult who's in charge of this group. Come with some signature chants that everybody's known for. Make sure the kids understand what the chants mean and what they're saying, so they don't look like fools whenever they're chanting something. And you have to set guidelines for sportsmanship. People's feelings get hurt way too much nowadays. Most of the kids are just having fun. In the real world, parents can't stop people from hurting their kids' feelings. You have to block it out and move on. A lot of people really don't have any problems with student sections unless their team loses. Then they want to complain and make excuses for their team why they lost, because some kids may be saying some things to them. Not only in basketball, but you can have them in football and baseball have ones too. In football, we have the Hog Squad that fire up the Harleys every time we score, which is great. But I also remember the kids in the other end zone with their black shirt graveyard tombstones the year we're holding people scoreless. Or they'd fire their trucks whenever we score also. In baseball, you can also have a group. We've had kids grill outside the outfield fence before, and cheer on our people. I remember in college we went to Illinois Wesleyan. Their student section for baseball was ruthless. They had a program and everything. They knew who our players were, where they were from, and they had all kinds of different chants to try to throw them off. It made for a real good environment there. Overall, kids need to be involved with something, and this is a great thing for them to be a part of. It is our job to try to involve them in as much as possible. Kids nowadays struggle a lot mentally, and studies have shown that if you feel like you're a part of something, especially a purposeful group, it has a positive effect on you mentally. You don't need any talent or special skills to be a member of a student section, just a voice and some school pride. That shouldn't be a problem for anyone. This has been a production of bchornetsports.com. This is Coach Jared Hoots signing off. Get out and support your BC Hornets this week, and remember, make sure you're living life like a 3-1 count. See you next week.